Hey guys, just finished watching Gotham, season 4, episode 6, Dark Knight, Hog Day Afternoon. Um, this episode was quite fun. It was quite cool. It was really well done with the pig, Mr. Pig, Professor Pig type of thing. It was pretty cool with the way they did that, but it's kind of confusing. Is this different? This is a different version of the same villain we've already gotten. I think it was at season 1 or something like that. That was on there really early on. We got a version of this where he was, where the guy had a pig mask on, and he was taking weather balloons, and he was attaching it to people, and it would go all the way up filled with helium until it popped, and then they would come crashing down in the middle onto the ground and stuff, killing them and stuff. So I think it's pretty interesting to see that they're doing a different version of that. I kind of makes me want to go back on Netflix and just rewatch that episode, the earlier episode, and see what happened to that version of that guy. Did that other version die? And is there another person who is Professor Pig out there? And there's two currently out there. I don't remember if he died or not. The one that used the hot air balloons or used the weather balloons to kill people, but if he's still alive, I think it would be cool to see the two of them interact. If that guy's still alive, but I don't know about that one. But this episode was interesting. I mean, you didn't have no Bruce Wayne, no Selena Kyle, no nothing of Tabitha and what's her face there? Another name there. Barbara Keene wasn't even in this. Alfred wasn't even in this. None of those guys. So it's interesting not having any of them, or not even Ra's al Ghul, although Ra's al Ghul is actually already dead by now. So it was quite interesting with the whole, Lee Thompson's and doing with her storyline and Riddler and Butch, Grundy and stuff like that, and dealing with all of that and how things are going, and Grundy being making all the money in the ring. I think that's quite fun to see where that goes with that. It just seems like it's interesting storyline, but I don't know where it's going. There's nowhere for it to go until Ningua gets his brain back and gets his smarts back. Which also kind of forgetting, where is his fan? Maybe when he gets his brain back, is he gonna want the fan or something like that? I think I'd like to see the fan out there a little bit more. Even though they have gone on to say that the people who run the show have gone on to say that they're not going to be doing, we're never going to get to see Harley Quinn on here. There's just no way. Probably kind of like Supergirl. They said they're not going to have Superman, but we did get a little bits of them. But we probably won't have a Harley Quinn for a while, unless because she's so popular in the movies and stuff like that. So I think getting a closest version to that by giving the Riddler his Harley Quinn and doing the same character but just for Riddler, I think that could be really cool, and that could be an interesting idea to see how they play out with something like that. So we'll have to wait and see if she comes back. I want to see how that could play if she comes back, especially when Riddler gets his brain back and stuff, and his smarts back. But it definitely is interesting to see where things go with this. Now, the James Gordon and Harvey Bullock thing, that was pretty cool. The whole slitting Bullock's throat and stuff, and then finding out that he's dirty and stuff. He's been dirty since this whole season, which there's only like 6 episodes into this season, so I guess it's pretty interesting that he's been doing this and stuff, and there's no repercussions or anything like that. So we'll have to wait and see how things go in next week's episode, because next week's episode, the trailer looks kind of interesting for that. It looks like there's someone who's coming into Bruce's life, which it looks like we're supposed to recognize who she is based on the trailer, but I don't recognize who she is, so I'm just like, I don't remember anyone like this. I mean, we'll have to wait and see who that is, but it'd be interesting to see where things go with that. I mean, I'd like to see more of Bruce Wayne and Lucius Fox definitely testing out different suits and stuff, and I'd love to see Bruce Wayne. He needs to figure out a way to just put on to get some glasses or something, or some just a lens in his suit to allow him to see in the dark. I think maybe some sort of tech lens that can make him see that can make him see, the heat signatures of people, and he wants to see infrared or type thing, things like that. That would be quite interesting to block his mask and stuff like that. So it is pretty cool. I love the way they did with the Mr. Professor Pig, the way they did that by having the pig making a pig mask and putting it on. That was pretty cool. It looked so cool. And so the voice that they got for the actor for that, it was perfect. I mean, they never really revealed his face, so they could get anyone just as long as the voice matched for him. It's almost as if, I almost feel like they probably got some sort of, unless they show his face in next week's episode, they probably just got someone who was a voice actor more than an actual actor, because even if they get their face revealed in the next week's episode or an episode after that or whatever, if they spend like 90% of their screen time in the mask and covered in that, then you don't need to have the someone who's, you know, they just need to do the voice acting is more important than the face acting and all that stuff like that. So that could be cool with that. And I really like the voice that they got with that. I think it's pretty perfect for Professor Pig. I think it's going to be cool. And I'd love to see Bruce deal with things like that. Like Bruce, I don't know how far, because Bruce needs to start seeing things that, you know, that would really scar someone and start thinking like that he hasn't. I mean, he's seen some awful things, but he needs to push him to the edge every time. And I think it would be fun to see him also try and take on someone like Professor Pig. I think that would be quite fun. And then, you know, maybe he gets in Professor Pig's way, and that's when Professor Pig tries to, you know, idolizes Bruce Wayne for doing what he's doing or something like that. I think that could be a cool interaction there if we get Professor Pig versus Bruce Wayne, prototype Batman type thing. That could be interesting to see that and have him do with that. And also, we still don't have anything with Scarecrow. They set him up in the beginning, and now we haven't seen him in a long time, and we still haven't seen anything with Ivy, Poison Ivy. What was it, like almost 3 or 4 episodes ago now that we last saw her in an episode, and she's still not here. We don't know what's gone with her. Like I said in that video, in the review for that video, I hated the way she did that. How she just took things and you know, it just gave her powers, and that was okay. But just the whole setup for that, it was terrible. But they set it up like before they set up Butch and all that stuff, and we still haven't seen anything. I mean, I think they set that up in like episode 1 or episode 2. So it's been a while or something like that, and it just drives me crazy. We need to see what happens to her. I mean, I want to see her. If she's going to get full-on Poison Ivy powers, then I want to see her versus Grundy. That would be awesome. You know, is she going to be a villain? Is she going to be good? Is she going to be both? Is she going to be good for a little bit and then turn evil? You know, different things like that could definitely happen. I mean, this is a origin story to all these villains, so I think it'd be really cool to see that. And I'd love to see like an Uma Thurman style look to her, looking very comic book accurate. To her costume and stuff like that. So that could be fun. I'm surprised that, you know, no one's worried that she's gone or anything like that, but we'll have to wait and see. You know, I guess Penguin doesn't even notice that she's gone and all that stuff. You know, Cat not even worrying about her. I don't know. It just, hopefully we get to see her in next week's episode, because it's just going to be like, what's the point? You know, we're going to forget about it. I mean, if they're wanting us to forget about it, and by not having it in there, I'm still remembering about it. So who knows what's going to happen with her, but I definitely can't wait to see what happens when it does. But I mean, if they're saving it at this point, you know, they might be saving it for something big later on, like closer to the season finale, but we're still in October, so don't think that's a bit, you know, they need to set things up a little bit more. There's still a lot of episodes to go to wait all that long. Set her up there, and then all of a sudden have it there, you know. There's a lot in between. A lot of wasted time there, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. But so far, this show is doing pretty good. It's kind of good. I like the different things that are going on, and the Professor Pig looks pretty great. So let me know what you think, guys, about this episode in the comments below. Season 4, Episode 6, A Dark Knight Hog Day Afternoon, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have.
Subscribing.
Sometimes subscribing is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?